Ruto has unveiled his cabinet, effectively setting the stage for vetting of the nominees ahead of formal appointment. Let's now take a look at the men and women the president has nominated to the various ministries. Now, top on the list is the Prime Cabinet Secretary, that's Musalia Mudavadi, followed by Interior National Administration, Professor Kithure Kindiki, followed by National Treasury and Planning, Professor Njogona Ndongo, then Public Service, Gender and Affirmative Action, Aishwa Juma. Defense will be led by Eden Duale. Water, Sanitation and Irrigation will be taken over by Ali Swahome. Foreign Affairs and Diaspora Affairs, that will be led by Dr. Alfred Mutua. Trade, Investments and Industry will be led by Moses Kuria. East African Community, Arid and Semi-Arid Lands and Regional Development will be led by Rebecca Miano. For Roads, Transport and Public Works, the President has nominated Onesimus Kipchumba Murkomen. Lands, Housing and Urban Development has Zakaria Mwangi Njeru. On Tourism, Wildlife and Heritage, Penina Malonza. On Agriculture and Livestock Development, the President has nominated Mifika Linturi. For Education, the President has nominated Ezekiel Mashogu. For Energy and Petroleum, the President has nominated Davis Chirchir. On Youth Affairs, Sports and Arts, the President has nominated Ababu Namwamba. On Cooperatives, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, the President has nominated Simon Chelugui. Mining, Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs, Salim Mvuria will lead that office. Labor and Official Protection, the President has nominated Florence Bore. Or the Ministry of Health will be led by Susan Wafula. Information, Communication and Digital Economy will be led by Eliud Owalo. Environment and Forestry will be led by Rosalinda Soipan Tuya. Also, the cabinet-level portfolios, their Attorney General will be led by Justin Muturi, a National Security Advisor, that is Monica Juma, and Secretary of the Cabinet is Mercy Wanjau. Now, meanwhile, President William Ruto has kept his political promise to politicians that campaigned for him in the general election by rewarding 15 close political allies with cabinet positions. Out of the 15, 3 are sitting members of parliament, and the nomination to the cabinet is set to trigger by-elections in their constituencies. NTV's senior political affairs reporter, Kandi Muridi, looks at the politicians in Ruto's cabinet and their journey to cabinet.
When Amani National Congress Party leader Musalia Mudavadi ditched his friends in the One Kenya Alliance in January this year and invited William Ruto, then Deputy President and United Democratic Alliance Party leader, to his party national delegates conference, he had taken a gamble. His gamble has paid off. President Ruto has rewarded him by elevating him to the third most powerful position in the cabinet. Ruto has also rewarded his chief agent in the presidential election, former Tharaka Nithi Senator Kithure Kindiki, with the powerful Interior Ministry. Kindiki, at the height of the unfolding political war between President Uhuru and his deputy Ruto, was stripped of the deputy speaker position for siding with the latter, but despite intimidation to abandon him, he stuck his guns and campaigned for Ruto. Kindiki was also a heartbeat away from deputizing Ruto in the August 9 elections, only for Ruto to pick Rigathi Gachagua. Garissa Township MP Eden Duale is another key figure from the northeastern Kenya that will have a powerful place in Ruto's government, having been nominated as Defense Cabinet Secretary. Duale was kicked out as majority leader in the National Assembly and replaced by then Kipipiri MP Amos Kimunya, as he was accused of split loyalty in the ensuing war between Uhuru and Ruto. Though he claims to have been prevailed upon to abandon Ruto and keep his job, he opted to remain a backbencher in parliament and campaign for Ruto, as he remained an integral part in mobilizing the pastoralist communities behind Ruto. Elgeyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen now makes it to the cabinet after suffering a similar fate as that of Duale. Murkomen has remained a key strategist in Ruto's camp and an influential politician in Rift Valley, where he consolidated votes for Ruto as he campaigned in other parts of the country.
I told you we saw the invite on the media.
Kandara Mp Ali Swahome makes a debut to the cabinet after leading a rebellion in Mount Kenya, together with others, as they stood with Ruto. Wahome was a contender for the deputy president position before she went back to the people of Kandara to seek a fresh mandate, gathering an overwhelming support in the elections. If Duale, Wahome and Murkomen's names are approved by Parliament, the Speaker will have to issue writs and declare their seats vacant, paving way for by-elections. The IEBC will also have to conduct another by-election in Bungoma County, where Moses Wetangula had been elected as senator. Former Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua makes a comeback to the national government after serving his 2 terms as Machakos governor. His last-minute gamble to ditch the Azimio One Kenya coalition, accusing it of opaqueness in dealing with partners, and joining Kenya Kwanza, thus paying off. Mutua has been appointed Foreign Affairs Cabinet Secretary. He stood as one of the few voices in Ukambani that went against the region's kingpin Kalonzo Musyoka and made a name for himself within the Ruto circles. Former Kwale Governor Salim Mvurya's loyalty to Ruto seems to have paid off at a time there was pressure building in the coast region to have the all of it support Raila. Mvurya, a 2-term governor, played a critical role in rallying Kwale residents to support Ruto. Former Gatondo South MP Moses Kuria, who was flawed in the Kiambu gubernatorial race, now becomes straight cabinet secretary. Kuria was critical in influencing Mount Kenya region to support Ruto. Former Malindi MP and 2022 Kilifi gubernatorial candidate Aisha Jumwa, a key ally of President Ruto, if approved by Parliament, will make a debut in the cabinet, having been one of the critical ladies that led the Ruto campaigns countrywide. Former Narok women representative Rosalinda Soipantuya has also made it to the cabinet. She had expressed interest in being Narok governor before she was prevailed upon to step down and was nominated to the Senate. Tuya, if approved, will relinquish her nomination as senator and take up the cabinet slot. Former Meru Senator Franklin Medeka Linturi, who also sought the Meru governorship unsuccessfully, replaces another man from the region, Peter Munya, who until today was CS Agriculture. Ezekiel Machogu, a UDA Kisii gubernatorial candidate in the August elections, will take up the education docket, making a debut in cabinet. Former Chief Administrative Secretary in the Foreign Affairs Ministry, Ababu Namwamba, is the new Sports CS. Ababu had announced he is not running for the Budalangi MP seat and opted to stick by Ruto, helping him with the diplomatic corps. Former National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi, who doubles up as the Democratic Party leader, will serve as the government's chief legal advisor, having been appointed the Attorney General. Muturi, who abandoned his presidential bid to support Ruto, had broken ranks with his erstwhile political friend President Uhuru Kenyatta and charted his own political path, noting that his research had put Ruto ahead of all other presidential contenders. Kennedy Muredi, NTV.